Alright, folks, day 28 of 31 Days of Horror slash 31 Days of Halloween. And now we're in the current decade, the 2010s. And from 2012, we're going to take a look at a film called Smiley. Yes, Smiley. It was a film actually got a very, very small theatrical release that October. Basically, what the film is, it's one of those movies that tries desperately and direly to kind of become something transcendent from just being a horror film. So basically, the entire point of the movie, I think, was they were trying to kind of make it into a meme. That's pretty much the basis of the entire movie. They wanted this character to become sort of a transcendent pop cultural character, sort of a Neo Slender Man, or even a Pepe the Frog, maybe. And the film, I will say this, it doesn't work. It's a pretty ho-hum film, all things considered. But you're not going to be terribly bored throughout all of it. You're just going to groan a lot, and the ending is really, really sort of a cheap cop out. And the dialogue is really, really forced and not realistic whatsoever. But for what it's worth, you're not going to fall asleep in it. You're not going to, be completely bored out of your gourd, which is something you can't say about a whole lot of movies nowadays. A couple of, in fact, we got closing out our 31 Days of Horror slash 31 Days of Halloween countdown. Definitely fall in that latter category. Smiley is a bad film, but at least it's not a boring bad film, and for that we can be thankful. Alright, so what is Smiley about? Well, Smiley is about this urban legend where if you go on chat roulette and you type in the phrase, I did it for the lulz, yes, they tried to make that the film's motto. Basically, this guy who's like just a giant faceless mask with carvings of an eye and a smiley face on it will come out Candyman style and kill you live on the internet. So basically, the entire film takes place in a college, and it's about these two girls who become roommates, and they mess around with it, and they do the whole Smiley Candyman thing online. And sure enough, somebody ends up getting killed, and slowly but surely they kind of find out the really menacing, super duper secret behind the Smiley phenomenon. And they kind of keep teasing some sort of supernatural motif. But by the time the film actually gets to its big conclusion, the 30th swerve, and I need to say your mileage may vary on whether or not you think it's a decent ending or just really, really, really stupid. I thought it was a cop out myself, but they tried. So anyway, it's a really crazy cast. You got Shane Dawson is in this one. He plays like the main good guy, I guess, the good frat boy. But overall, the acting is really bad. Like the way people talk, like the entire thing revolves around like a gaggle of like 4chan nerds. Like I'm not kidding. There's like, but they're really like preppy, cool college people, which I do not think is even remotely the contingent that you see on 4chan or 9gag or anything like that. They're not like 17-year-old like shut-in high school racists. So right off the bat, that film kind of doesn't really gel with reality. And I don't know, this dialogue is very forced. It's people basically talking in internet lingo in real life, and it's every bit as annoying as you'd think it would be. But like I said, it keeps you tagged along. You're not going to fall out. It's dumb, it's stupid, you're probably not going to like it, but it keeps you kind of going on. You want to see what happens. You want to see the big conclusion. You want some sort of resolution. So for that, and for that alone, I'll give it some props. But overall, it's just a really underwhelming film. Totally a movie where they tried to make it something more than what it is, and what it is just something you can throw away after one viewing. All right, so I'm going to give this one two Ghost Reese's cups out of four. So it's average at best. And speaking of average, we've got a whole lot more average coming up in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for some, not just modernity, but for some mediocrity.